testing out a new camera setup here. We'll see how this goes. I'm hoping that the mic, God damn it, the mic keeps clipping. Why does it keep clipping? Welcome back. I'm using a new camera today, so we'll see how this goes. Not still getting used to it to figure things out. But anyways, today we're going to talk about the AI doc, or how I became an Apocaloptimist. Apocaloptimist? Yes. This documentary was directed by Daniel Roher. He's a documentarian who's a few other documentaries. He did the Navalny documentary a few years ago. He has an upcoming film called Tuner coming out, which is about a person with hearing condition that tunes pianos, but gets involved with the safe crackers. And that movie actually looks pretty interesting. I've been seeing it, the trailer slowly popping up, and I thought it wasn't going to come out, but just saw the trailer the other day, actually before this movie. So I'm hoping it does come to a wide release. Daniel Roher, the director of the AI doc, is basically wanting to understand if he's doing the right thing by bringing a child into the current world of AI is slowly taking over a lot of different industries. It's taking over people's lives in regards to how they utilize technology. And then you have Charlie Terrell, who did Broken Orchestra and other short films along the line. So both of them are kind of working on this documentary to understand and get different perspectives in regards to the upcoming AI takeover of everything, or the AI destruction of everything. We're kind of at this pivotal point in society that AI is going to make some major changes, whether for the good or bad. My opinion on AI is I'm very critical of it in regards to it taking over your mental faculties and relying on it too much. I don't think using AI every day in doing certain work tasks is actually going to be beneficial to you in the long run, because as you slowly offload your thinking to a machine, then you kind of lose that critical thinking. Your mind's a muscle. You need to use it and keep it active and engaged. So if you're just offloading everything to AI, it's not a great thing. I do think there are good use cases for AI, whether it be in the creative space, the scientific space. There are uses for it, but not in the way that you shouldn't just fully trust AI. There needs to be some kind of human element in there. Review in regards to what these AI tools are doing, whether it be scientific endeavors, whether it be in for educational for research. And as a longtime musician and kind of creative person, using it for art and music, I don't think is a good use case for AI, because it kind of defeats the purpose of doing any of those creative endeavors, as the process is kind of the point of being an artist, learning, experimenting, and building upon your craft or whatever that may be. Yeah, there are some use cases in the music world. You can do like stem separation if you want to get a vocal from a song, or kind of break down a song and figure out how it was put together. There are certain things that can kind of speed up the process that's more like mundane stuff that humans don't really like doing. But in regards to the full creative approach, I think a human should be involved with that. I recommend everybody watch the AI doc, but I think people who do not consume news or pay attention to AI as much as myself and maybe some of you do may not get the deepest understanding of how it's impacting society. But for the average person who's not constantly paying attention to the news and knowing all the different things about AI, the documentary is actually really good for them. It doesn't go super into the weeds in regards to what AI is, even though the director asked this question a number of times and no one can really give a consistent answer, as these large language models, which they really are, they're not true artificial intelligence. They're predictive algorithms of what would come next to what they're looking at. And that could be a pretty simplistic version of explaining what the AI is. He does a lot of interviews with pro AI users, anti-AI people, and then kind of pragmatists who kind of in borderline pragmatists who see that AI is not going to go anywhere, but how can we use that as a society, and how can we make sure that it doesn't go off the rails completely like it already is starting to do in different circumstances. You have some of the pro AI people who are some of the major players, like Sam Altman, Dario Amodei, and Daniel Amodei from Anthropic. You have Demis Hassabis, he's the CEO, co-founder of Google's DeepMind. All kind of vision of AI could be in that there should be some trepidation with it, but it doesn't include any of the people like Elon Musk, who has Grok AI or XAI or whatever the hell they're calling it these days, and then Mark Zuckerberg declined to do anything with the movie as well, with their meta AI initiatives. And through talking to these people that are, they're filmed through like an interview over a table. There's a little bit of archival footage, not too much, not something you would expect from some kind of documentaries. And then there are some animations and some kind of creative things that the director puts in, as he's an artist as well. He also includes some of his family, as a lot of the focus of the documentary is, should I be bringing a kid into this world? And is it a good time to do that? And what does the future for our kids who are being born now, or even born in the last 10 to 20 years, going to expect as we move into this, AI-led future? You have those interviews. You have interviews with Zoomers who are seeing the full destruction of the human civilization, maybe as a whole, not just as we see it. And then, there's the interviews with some of those pragmatists as he's going through this journey. It starts with like super negative, kind of looks at the positive side, and then kind of finds a balance in between. And so overall, I think the doc was pretty good. It was entertaining. It didn't really, for me, because I pay attention to this area a lot, didn't bring anything new. I mean, it was kind of interesting to see some of the CEOs kind of talk a little bit more candid than what you see on the news or any of their promotional materials or anything that they do with any of the Congress stuff that they talk to. So it's interesting to see their perspective. It's also interesting to see like historians' perspectives on, what could go wrong, what could go good, and how we can help guide this oncoming AI future, which I think is the biggest part and the biggest takeaway from the film, is that it's going to be up to us as society to help push back and make sure that there are some controls around AI and how envelop them in our daily lives. What does that look like over time? One of the biggest critiques of the movie, I would say, is that it doesn't really dive into any of the, I guess, major societal changes that's causing AI, especially with job losses. What does that look like for humans as we lose our ability to make money in this capitalistic society? And that a lot of the money that is being made through AI is just going through a few people and a few corporations. It touches base on a little bit, but doesn't go super deep into it. There's hints about, universal basic income, but doesn't go deep enough to really give a conclusion on how we should move forward. It's just a little bit of discussion here and there. And so that would be the weakest part of the movie, is that it doesn't go deep enough into those aspects. But I think for anybody who does not pay attention to the AI news that's coming about, or kind of uses it at work, understands what ChatGPT is, maybe seen some video creations and stuff, but isn't super entrenched in keeping up with the AI news, I think this is a great documentary for them. I still think it's a great documentary for anybody who does pay attention to AI news, kind of see some of these different perspectives, maybe change your mind and becoming less doomerish of what the AI future looks like. So the AI doc, or How I Became a Apocalyptimist, 3 stars.